to this demonstration video of Predictor. Here you see a noise map of an industrial area in the Rotterdam harbor in the Netherlands. Here you see the total noise contours in the day period, the evening period, the night period, or the LDEN value. Going back to the day period, you can also show the noise contours per group of sources. These are the noise contours for distribution center, these are the noise contours for oil co, and these are the noise contours for warehouse. So I go back to the main group. You can always export your contours to Google Earth. You click on File, Export, Google Earth. You select a file name, you export to Google Earth, and Google Earth will map it on top of the topographical background. Here you see the same noise map now mapped on the topography of Google Earth. So this is an option in Predictor. You can also within Predictor show the 3D view. You've got a 3D view of the same model in Predictor. You see all the buildings and the noise contours. In Predictor you can double click on the items and you see that it's a building with a height of 8 meters. Okay, so this gives you a short introduction of the noise mapping features of Predictor. Now let's create a new model. Here you see the structure of a project, of a Predictor project. You see that the user HA has opened the model Situation 2011. That's the model we are looking at. If we now want to create a new model, in the folder RNM, Actual Situation, you click on the New Model button. Click on the new model, I give it a name, RNM Complete, and I select the calculation method, like the CRTN method. Click on OK, and I open the same model I just created. So this is how we start. We're having nothing. Click on the file, Import from Shape, and I select to import buildings. Select the shapefile, click on the Open button, and now the shapefile containing buildings are imported in the Predictor model. This is a large file, it's about 70,000 buildings. Done. If I zoom into the model, I see that there are several buildings. If I double click on the building, I see the attributes of the building, and I see that this building is 17.61 meters high. Then I import the road structure, import RNM roads. The same principle. Now it's done. Now also the road structure is imported. In this case there are also some traffic data connected to it. If I now want to calculate the center of RNM, I can create, for demonstration purposes, a new model, and I call it the center. Select LimA CRTN, I open the model, and now I can do a tile vertically, so I've got 3 models open within the same project. I close down the Schiphol Harbor model, select tile vertical again, so now I'm having 2 models open at the same time. Suppose I only want to do a study for the center. Then I say select with polygon, and I simply select the area that I want to copy. I say right mouse button copy, click on the other model, and I say right mouse button paste. And now I've created a copy of that part of the model. If I want to calculate a noise contour, click on the grid item and select to do a circle. Let's say only a circle for the center of RNM. And my grid needs to be a 10 by 10 meter spacing. about 10,000 calculation points. Next I can start the calculation. Say start. The calculation is finished. Total calculation time was 15 minutes, and in this video it is shortened to see the total effect. Close down the calculation dialog, and I'm going to see the results for the contours. Select filled contours, and now I will also deselect my grid points, because then I can have a better understanding. I do a full. So here you see the noise contours. You can also show 3D view noise contours. So here you see the calculated noise contours based on all the buildings and the roads. Okay, that's the first step. If you also want to calculate the facade levels on certain buildings, then you simply select the building where you want to see the facade level, for instance this building, and also this building for instance. Right mouse click, create parallel. You select to create a parallel vertical grid on 1 meter distance outside. Say OK. You create your parallel grids. What happens is that you now created a parallel grid around the building. So then you say calculation start, start calculation, and now the additional calculation points are calculated. So the horizontal grid is already calculated, and now the facade levels are calculated, the vertical grid. So the calculation is finished. We close down the calculation form. We go again to the contours. We say to show the contours. In this case we can see the vertical facade contours in the 3D view. We show the vertical contours on the houses. So in this case you can see, also show it in the transparent mode. You can see the vertical facades on the contours. Close. And if you want to see more sharper resolution of your contours, you can change the colors, that they look for instance like this. You see more the effect what happens around the buildings, and also in the 3D view you'll see the effect on the facades better. And this of course depends on your color settings. I've now selected only certain noise contours. You can of course also deselect the noise contours for the horizontal grid and then view only the noise contours on the vertical grid. And here you see the noise contours only for the vertical grid. Thank you for your attention.